adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Star Ledger, local source, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the township website. We are going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, and Dave Penna from the American Legion Springfield Post 228 will lead us in the pledge this evening.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence for our servicemen here and abroad. Thank you. We'll do a roll call.
Mayor Dubois.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Here.
Committeeman Huber.
Here.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Present.
Committeeman Weber.
Here.
Okay, we're going to move on to proclamations and announcements. I just wanted to announce that proclamation for Pain Awareness Month is going to be moved to September. So we're going to read that actually at our September 10th meeting. And the regular Township Committee meeting scheduled for Tuesday, September 3rd has been moved to September 10th. I kind of gave that away in my last comment. So Tuesday, September 10th, we will have a regular Township Committee meeting, and during that meeting, we will be reading the proclamation that was listed this evening. I hope that was relatively clear for everyone. I apologize if it was not. I will now call for public comment on agenda items only, and remember, we have a 5-minute maximum time on comments. Seeing as there is none, we are moving on to reports.
I would like to make a motion to accept the total amount of payroll and vouchers for the period from July 17, 2019 to August 13, 2019 in the amount of $2,817,024.75.
I will second that.
Committeeman Kaiser.
Yes.
Committeeman Weber.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides.
Yes.
Committeeman Huber.
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes. Okay, we have the minutes and reports.
I make a motion to adopt the Township Committee regular and executive meeting minutes of May 28, 2019 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
You're a little slow.
Then we all,
I would like to make a motion to adopt the regular meeting minutes of June 11, 2019 as emailed.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 I would like to make a motion to adopt the workshop and executive meeting minutes of June 24, 2019 as emailed.
Second.
All in favor except
Aye.
Committeeman Weber. Okay?
Aye.
Aye.
He abstains.
Make a motion to adopt regular meeting minutes of June 25th, 2019 as emailed.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye. And I would like...
Abstain.
Who?
Deputy Mayor Capides
Oh,
is absent.
Deputy Mayor Capides, you have to abstain from that one. You weren't here at that meeting.
From the 25th, June 25th?
Correct.
I abstained from June 25th. Regular meeting minutes.
And last but not least, I would like to make a motion to adopt the special meeting minutes of July 5th, 2019 as emailed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Committeeman Weber abstains. He was absent.
Okay, so we're moving on to new business. There are no second readings of ordinances. Moving on to a first reading.
Ordinance 2019-09. This ordinance amends the Township Code to increase the number of permit parking spaces in municipal lot number 1.
I would like to make a motion to adopt ordinance 2019-09 as read by Madam Clerk.
Second.
With one of you guys read the publication.
And it's going to be publicized in the local source August 22nd, 2019 with final hearing on September 10th, 2019.
Okay, I don't know if there's any discussion up here.
Well, the only thing I want to people to realize, Chief, we have the spaces there to give them, am I correct?
Correct, they're not assigned yet, but, once we get done with this process, yes, the spaces are.
We'll have DPW mark those out as soon as this is final adoption.
Okay, thank you, and thank you for everybody who worked on this. I appreciate it.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber, Mayor Dubois.
Yes, and thank you. Okay, resolutions. Oh, sorry, I'm like still on, not back in Springfield time. We're going to adopt these resolutions by consent. If you want anything pulled, please let me know and we will pull and discuss. So we have Resolution 2019-231, Resolution 2019-232, Resolution 2019-233, Resolution 2019-234, Resolution 2019-235, Resolution 2019-236, Resolution 2019-237, Resolution 2019-238, Resolution 2019-239, Resolution 2019-240, Resolution 2019-241, Resolution 2019-242,
I'll pull that.
okay? Resolution, 2019-243, Resolution 2019-244, Resolution 2019-245, and Resolution 2019-246.
All right. I will make a motion to adopt resolutions 2019-231 through 2019-241, and then 2019-243, all the way to 2019-246.
I second.
Committeeman Weber,
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides,
Yes.
Committeeman Huber,
Yes.
Mayor Dubois.
Yes.
Resolution 2019-242. This resolution of the Township of Springfield, County of Union, New Jersey, urges the United States Senate to take action on bipartisan gun safety legislation.
Okay. Yep. So Committeeman Kaiser brought this to my attention the other day and asked if we could put this on the agenda, and I totally agreed. I'm in complete support of this. I know that it's an issue that obviously whenever there's a discussion about anything surrounding this issue in our country, it's hard to talk to people and it becomes often contentious. But people say that all politics start local, and they do, and this is an issue that is important to a lot of us, and I think should be important to everybody. And these bipartisan bills that are out there that are currently not moving, that we feel should be moving, if I, as the mayor of Springfield and a little part, can throw support to this, and if all the mayors do this, and maybe it gets things moving in a positive direction, and I think it's worthwhile. And I appreciate him bringing this to our attention, and that's why I was in support of this.
Yeah. I'll if you indulge me, just give me a few moments to talk about it. So I did bring it to the attention because I think it's a thing that we have to move on, and everyone in our country should voice their support. 90-something% of the Americans believe in these common sense and reasoned bipartisan supported bills that passed the House this year, but are being stopped in the Senate. So I know the Senate's on recess, but they have a job to do, and I think the American people demand it. In the 2 decades since Columbine, we've seen 6 of the deadliest attacks. Mass shootings are on a rise at an alarming rate. We saw it over the last 2 weekends, from Dayton to Gilroy to El Paso. 30-plus Americans' lives were cut short. We see it every day one American every 16 minutes, their life is cut short by gun violence. That's an epidemic. That's a public health crisis. We act on everything else. We can't act on gun control because some in our government are held hostage by an NRA. I mean, it's not too long ago when Reagan signed on, and then Reagan is no gun control advocate, but even he signed on and co-wrote a letter to Congress asking for an assault weapons ban in 94. In 93, he led his support to the Brady Act through an op-ed. But now, we have Mitch McConnell who says, oh, maybe we'll have discussions when we come back. If anyone believes that he's going to live up to his word and have discussions, well, let me tell you, I have a bridge to sell you too. So, I mean, it's time that our country, acts. It's time that our government lives up to what the people want, and then we pass reasoned gun control to save people's lives. School is starting up in a few weeks. Are we going to have another year of mass shootings that we're terrified? No. We need to pass this now, and half the House did their job. It's time for the Senate. So I don't know if anyone's going to read this. I don't believe that anyone in the Senate will read our resolution, but at least we're voicing our opinion that we want them to act and get back to work. We're all working. It's time for the Senate to do their part.
Thank you.
I just want to say this. I am all for the background checks and the common sense gun safety laws that are in place. I have no problem going on record saying that I don't think Jersey's an issue. I think Jersey's pretty tight as far as it goes. So anybody that's watching this, I think there's other states that need to do their part in terms of background checks and period deadlines of purchases, cooling off periods, things like that. I'm in support of the resolution, but again, I don't feel it has really much to do with Jersey. I think the stance Jersey's taken already at this point is we're good to go over here.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good.
I have a motion.
Motion, for resolution, what was it?
2019-242.
2019-242, as read by Madam Clerk.
I'll second it. No, go ahead, you got it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, we are up to discussion and action items. Discuss the trees in Ruby and Denham.
I make a motion, discussion of all trees. The trees in Ruby, as some people got on Facebook and that. We have letters from insurance company that insurance will not insure us now. If we cannot let the high school play in that field, we can't let anybody play in that field if we don't take down the tree. There's ash trees that came down. Are they down? Are ash trees down?
I think we cut them down. I think there's two we've got to take
I think
down.
there's one or two trees left. Two. And we can't have them if we want our kids to play in the park, because when they were small, it was great. My kids played ball there. I don't know a lot of other kids that played ball there, but it's just too dangerous. And we can't do anything about it. Insurance company tells us either cut it down or not. We should be on that part.
Well, just so everybody understands, they wouldn't allow us to fence them off either.
Right. So, I mean, it has to, it comes down to, you want your kids to play, I guess, baseball in high school? That's the field they use.
Yeah,
You go for it.
we had a rough time with this one because, we understand, listen, nobody wants to take a tree down if it doesn't have to come down. We went through every avenue to see if the fence could be put on in front of the trees, which the field was then deemed too small for NJ Scholastic, mandatory, size. We do have a plan to re-landscape the outer fencing of the park. Part of the thing is that, they've been playing baseball there for a long time, and nothing's ever happened. Well, we can go through the whole list of what has never happened.
Until it does.
Right, for 70 years until it does.
And I can't speak on this issue in the past, but when it's been brought to our attention and we went through the proper channels and we did all of our research, and now that we know that we've spoken to the insurance company and their perspective on it, we can't ignore the situation. It would be, I can't think of a word right now, but it just wouldn't be appropriate to just ignore their advice, and God forbid somebody would get hurt. We can't just do that.
Somewhere along the line, and I don't even have a timeline. People don't even know if it's 30 years, 40 years. No, I don't even have a timeline of when that baseball field was put there and trees were cut down to make that field. So somebody messed up along the way, and either the trees should have been cut down completely at that point, and a field should have been put there, and it should have been a dedicated field, or they should have left the trees and not put a field there. I don't know what else to say at this point, but
They moved that field. That field
Right.
wasn't moved back. At one time, it was up forward, and they moved it back as far as they could. I don't know, 15 years ago, I don't even know how many years ago, 20 years ago. It was up closer. That's how bad it was.
And I mean, just knowing athletics in general, the equipment these days and I mean, it's,
you have 12-year-olds that can hit balls 400 feet with composite bats right now.
so we looked into every possible avenue, and we have to take the tree down. That was the last possible option, but we have to do it because it's what has to be done. It's unfortunate, but it does.
Madam Mayor, could I just add something to your
Sure.
comment? The insurance company just did notify us, actually went out and walked all the fields.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just, a phone conversation, they actually did come out.
So we tried, we really looked into it. Everybody did their due diligence. John, Chris especially, Rich, the insurance company. It just has to be done, and I know it's upsetting to some people, and we get elected to make difficult decisions, and sometimes the decisions we make certain, members happy of our community and others are not, and we have to, we expect that, and we're sorry, and some choices are just not easy, and unfortunately, this is one of those choices, but we have to do the right thing, and we have to go by what the insurance company says for the safety of the kids, so that's what we have to do.
Chris, I think you summed it up well. No one likes to cut down trees, but I think it's out of our control now that the insurance company says that the trees have to come down. But just quick question, what do we do? Are we, you alluded, what's the landscaping? Like, are these people going to go right into the park? Like,
No,
is there going to be some barrier?
Baseball has agreed, because of this, baseball has agreed to, through their fundraising efforts and everything else, to re-landscape the back fencing over there, plant some trees in there and keep the green scene. We've spoken to specifically a resident over there who, we like to give her, a choice of a tree that she'd like or something like that. We're working with it. It's just,
As long as we hold baseball accountable for
Correct.
replanting.
yeah, they've been in contact. They have no problems with replacing the greenery over there and re-landscaping and filling in. Fast-growing trees they'll grow 3 to 5 feet a year. They're
Against the fence.
right. They're willing to plant, entire fence work.
And The gate's still gonna be there, so I
Yeah.
can still go into the park.
Yeah, they're willing to plant, I think we counted, if we had done them right, I think there's somewhere between 10 and 15 trees that'll be replanted versus the 3 that were coming down anyway, and unfortunately, the one that has to come down because it's in 320 feet from home plate. So if anybody's, watching and they know baseball, it is 320 feet just right of center field.
High schoolers can hit that.
Definitely.
Right.
Middle schoolers can hit that.
Right.
So we just want to know that we took this decision, well, I don't want to beat a dead horse, be on this all night, but we took this decision very seriously. We explored all avenues, and this was the outcome, and we just wanted to make everybody aware that we really thought a lot about it and had to do our due diligence before making this decision. And that's it.
Roll call.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Weber?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Capides?
Yes.
Committeeman Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor Dubois?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfinished business?
Can I give you a little update?
Yes, please.
So I just wanted to bring up where we are in the road program at this point in time. Just read you a quick little synopsis of what's been done.
A lot of roads are dug up.
Okay, is that what that's it?
That's it. Good night.
Archbridge Lane from Milltown to Craig, full mill and pave, including the basins, is now complete. Riverside Drive is complete, and Hobart Place is complete. Colonial Terrace, including curbs and basins, we're midway through the curbs and basins at the moment on that. Salter and Brook Street, we have a DOT grant for that, and that has been awarded. Full mill pave basins and curbing, current status, half of it's complete. That is from the intersection of Lyons and Salter to the intersection of Brook and Salter. Started the second half now, that should be done shortly. Brook Street, we have some spot milling also we're doing, just overlay, address a water issue at the intersection of Keeler and Brook. The overlay will be completed sometime in the second half of the Salter Street project. PSE&G has agreed to mill and pave the full length of Redwood, Laurel from Milltown to Hemlock. Current status, the milling is complete on both Redwood and Laurel. Paving is scheduled for Wednesday the 14th and Thursday the 15th. We also, DPW, along with our road assistance program, will be doing Dogwood, Sycamore, Hemlock, and Cypress, including water ponding at the intersection of Laurel and Mizell. The planned paving date for that is the middle to the last week of August. Evergreen Avenue, we have a county matching grant for that. That's still in the design stage. We're waiting for that to come back. And we're also doing the ponding issue that we have on the intersection of Evergreen and South Springfield. The Caldwell Street culvert is scheduled to begin this week. County paving project on South Springfield Avenue, we still do not have a date from the county on when they're actually going to do that.
Soon as school starts.
Yeah.
Soon as school starts.
Exactly.
September 5th.
The night before. Just a couple other little things that we're working on. We have a problem with the AC unit in the police over the dispatch desk. There was a PO awarded today to Bart's. They're going to have delivery, and they will be doing the installation and removal starting August 26th. For Mr. Furchi, I&I. So we took delivery on May 20th of our I&I detectors, 10 of them. We have put those out in 10 different locations in early June. They've remained in place. We just removed them at the recommendation of K&K. The detectors were recently pulled. Data was downloaded into an Excel spreadsheet, and Steve over at K&K is looking at the results right now and analyzing. We'll have a report from him shortly, and once we do, I would say within the next week, we'll come back and we'll tell you what we found on those. They've also been moved. This is going to be a slow process. We put 10 in, we leave them there, then we got to take them out, we move them to the next spot. So it's going to be time consuming, but we'll get there. Just have to kind of bear with us.
But people have to understand that we own them. It's not,
Well,
we're not rental like people.
What we would have paid already for the rental on what we've just done covered the cost basically of buying them. So we're way ahead on that. And that's all I wanted to just fill you in on.
Thank you. I just wanted to acknowledge that obviously we had a tornado touchdown in Springfield, which is something I didn't think I'd ever say sitting up here. And I just want to thank all the first responders in town in our DPW because They did a tremendous job that day. I went out right after I heard of it. I'm sure you guys may have been out too, and I drove around the affected areas, and Rob was there, and the DPW guys were already there, literally within an hour, trying to remove trees and get them out of there. Our police were out, doing a great job, trying to just keep people away from down power lines and the trees that were down. I got a chance to talk to a few of them, and I just think they cleaned it up in a tremendously quick amount of time, and we just appreciate, I think sometimes, just in general, if you just live in town and you're busy and you live in your life, you might take for granted all that stuff, and I just think they did a really good job, as usual, and I just wanted to thank your guys and your ladies and gentlemen and everybody that was out that night. The fire department, I know, was out, and the EMTs probably had to be out for a few things, but luckily, as far as I know, there were no injuries, and I'm really sorry to the residents that had damage from the storm, but I want to just thank everybody in the township level that did what they had to do on the day and a half to get things back up and running. And appreciate the residents who were patient with the power situation. I know that's not within our control, but I know some people were out because of the damage, and I think everybody was really nice. Some people reached out to me, probably you guys, but they were really patient, and just appreciate their patience and all of it too.
Can I also acknowledge both Milburn and Roselle Park reached out to us and said, if you need help,
Oh, great.
we're
Thank you.
available, we'll send guys over and equipment. So I thought that was very nice of them.
Thank you for that.
Can I go back to your paving thing for 1 second?
Yes, sir.
All PSC&G, all work has been done on those streets already, do we know? Like, they're not gonna dig up these holes, these streets.
No,
They're not finished yet.
They haven't even started Redwood milling, have they?
Milling and pavement, mill and pave full length of Redwood. Mill and pave on Laurel Drive from Milltown to Hemlock. Current status, milling is complete on Redwood and Laurel. Paving is scheduled for 14th and 15th of this month. So they're not there yet. This week, they should be out there to do the paving.
All right, so,
We have, anything? Okay.
So, I agree with, with what you're saying.
Yeah, I think,
We back all the departments 100%.
yeah, they did a good job. Correspondence from County of Union. And now we're up to public comment on any governmental issue, and just remember, 5 minutes. And
Your
thank
time's
you.
up.
Michael Furchi, 139 Hillside Avenue.
Yes, sir.
John, if I could ask you, as soon as you have that data, if you could shoot it over to Mike Disco and to John Monacourt over here.
Yep.
So they're able to share.
Yes, sir.
And as far as this issue with the trees, a short time after Sandy, John Bonacourt was on the flood mitigation committee at the time, and myself and others, we did a little research, and we found that it's not so much a sin to cut down, a 50-inch pole. It is a sin, though, if you don't replace that tree inch for inch.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're cutting down a 30-inch oak, by rights, in a perfect world, we'd want to replace 30 inches of saplings. In other words, 10 or 15 3-inch trees,
Okay.
whatever. If you want a replacement strategy that we thought at the time was effective,
Could you forward that to me so we would have it to look at?
best in the state, is Township of Woodbridge.
Okay.
They didn't go all out and replace, inch for inch, 100%, but they do have some sort of protocol or strategy
Okay.
to replace. For instance, after Sandy, we lost like 90 trees. It wouldn't even come to anybody's thought process to replace it.
Can you forward that to me if you have that?
I'll
Look
look
for it,
again,
and I'll look
and I will.
I'd like to see that. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Very fine.
Thank you. Committeeman Weber, was your question response really to the digging that PSC has done? No more, they're done.
they're done, that's, as soon as you said the milling, that's why.
They're finished, yes.
I just didn't want to see the streets paved and have them
They
torn
can't.
up.
I agree.
Simon with 65 Redwood Road. I was involved in a price gouging on Sunday at the Citgo station.
That's my,
So I filed the police report.
Thank you for doing that. And I'm sorry that happened.
Yeah, well, he's sorry I caught him. But this isn't the first time these people have done this. I know if you call Department of Weights and Measures, they'll do something. I talked to some people I know in the West Orange Police Department today. And I know from my business, Weights and Measures gets involved big time. They won't put up with this stuff. But this is something that needs to be taken care of soon. The other thing I want to talk to you about is something I've been harping on forever. You know I wanted to put windmills in the quarry. I've talked about solar panels in the quarry. I think it's about time you moved on. I said 100 times, it's the last piece of property in Union County that's not developed. You're going to wind up with a huge problem. Somebody's going to come in there and build, and your schools are just going to be a disaster. But my plan is, if you investigate solar panels, you go to the state, let the prisoners make the solar panels. Be the cheapest labor you ever had, and they'd be trained for a job in the future. You'd be the biggest manufacturers of solar panels in the country. Think about it. It's good to be progressive, not react to things that happen when it's too late. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yes.
20 years ago, I did move the plate back. And I did try to take the trees down then, too.
What happened?
The road department wouldn't do it.
And you agree that a high school kid can hit a ball 320 easily?
My son's a baseball coach.
Exactly. So that's why I know, that's why.
But even when I coached the American Legion, when our kids played, we wanted those trees down. It's
Okay.
something that's got to be done. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your input.
That's a lot of pages. That's a lot of pages right there.
Only show and tell. Gary White, 289 Old Tote Road in Mountainside.
Okay.
How are you?
Welcome. Welcome to Springfield.
In 2001, I heard about an ultra-rare disease called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, FOP. Okay, it's easier to say FOP. And FOP is a disease where if a child gets hurt and damages a muscle, tendon, or ligament, it turns to bone, doesn't heal. And essentially, the bone grows in the body and fuses with existing bone. And essentially, the child grows or develops a second skeleton inside their regular skeleton. When I learned about this in 2001, there was a Union County girl who was 9 years old who had just been diagnosed with FOP, and there was a fundraiser in Summit. And after listening to Dr. Kaplan from the University of Pennsylvania speak about FOP, I was deeply moved. Especially I knew the girl and her family too. So I took the path of doing two things for FOP. One was I started a fundraiser the following year, and I just had the 18th annual fundraiser in Mountainside this past February. The second thing I did, which brings me here today, is with the help of my 9-year-old son, who was friends with this girl that has FOP, we addressed a letter to all 21 towns in Union County. And we told them about FOP, and we asked them if they would consider adopting a proclamation or a resolution. And as it was progressing and more towns were doing it, we expanded it to the 566 overall towns in the state. And then as we progressed, we learned that 4 towns had changed names. So our ultimate goal was to try to get a proclamation or a resolution from 570 municipalities. This book here is one of 2 books. This is Middlesex County through Warren County, with the little tab down here showing where Union County is. Right now, we have 568 out of 570 proclamations or resolutions. 568. Springfield was the 21st municipality to support it.
Okay.
With their resolution, in March of 2003. And you also did a second resolution on FOP in 2017. And if I heard that, you said sign on it? Your name's on this one. In 2003, yeah, I saw that. I said, oh, what a coincidence. But anyway, 2 towns one in Harding Township in Morris County and Wolpack Township in Sussex County, absolutely refuse to adopt a resolution or proclamation. I've written to them, I've been to their meetings in 2015, 2017, 2019, like spitting in the wind, unfortunately. When I started this, I started it in Union County, and so now I'm doing a 360 in Union County to tell them, thank them for their help, and ask them to support me on what I'm trying to do right now. This will be my 12th meeting. I have 9 more to go. I've asked the mayors of the 11 previous towns that I visited if they would consider writing a letter to the 2 towns and mayors and urging them to support the FOP Awareness Initiative, which is what this is called. Kenilworth, Kenilworth, Fanwood, and Berkeley Heights have sent letters already. I got an email from New Providence and Garwood 2 days ago saying they will, and the others are taking it up for consideration, but it was pretty obvious that I think they will. So I was going to leave you with the information here.
Definitely, thank you.
You would consider doing the same. And the last thing I want to say, 'cause-
I'm not reading the whole book tonight, though.
no, I'm taking it with me. There was a mayor in Cape May County who was very supportive. He was a dentist, and baby teeth are very important to FLP research. I don't know why, but they are. And he was very intrigued with that, being a dentist. He then moved into the Assembly, was elected into the Senate, and now he's a congressman. And we've stayed in touch all these years. But he has his staff working on trying to get these 2 books into the Library of Congress.
Wow.
Which I'm very excited about. And even if that falls short, I've already gotten a request by the New Jersey Historical Society to put them in, because nothing's ever been done like this before. So I would feel, I feel terrible that these 2 towns said they don't support anything. Breast cancer, no cancer, this cancer, they don't support anything. Because if they do for one, they have to do for others. I'm not buying it. I want to put the pressure on them if I can, and any help you can give me, who should I leave this?
Can I take it? Or Linda will take it. Thank you. I appreciate your efforts.
You know what, the world needs people like you doing
Yeah.
things like that.
Thank you, sir.
So,
Really do appreciate your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good evening. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
thank you.
Keep up the good work. You got it. You got to go up to the microphone.
You're gonna be on TV one way or another. It's coming.
You need your 15 seconds of fame. Come on.
My name is Barbara Rappaport, 50 Country Club Lane. And all I'd like to ask, if anybody addresses the committee, that they speak into the microphone like I'm doing now, because it's very hard to hear anyone. Not that I need a hearing aid, I don't think, but it's hard to hear. That's what I
Thank
have to
you.
say.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Yeah.
Oh, seeing as there is nothing, I'm just kidding. Oh,
Bob Broder, 98 Washington Avenue.
I don't think you live there.
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
technically live there. I just want to get an update on the status of the Wawa. I understand we're getting a Wawa.
yes, we are.
When is it going to be completed?
We're at the stage now where they're ready to turn it over just about in September to the next phase, which will be the actual building. They said within 6 months, the Wawa will be open and ready to
No
roll.
reason for me to stay in town.
Say,
You got
All
it.
right, thank you.
thank you, sir.
It's all yours.
Mike Bartosh, 77 Tudor Court. I just want to follow up on what Zy said in reference to the Citgo station on Hillside and South Springfield Avenue. That happened to me 4 months ago, and it still has not been resolved. I've gotten 4 statements from Citgo. I have furnished them with powers of attorney, and I have also filed the police report. I have just recently read on social media, which you got to weed through that to find out whether or not they're factual. But I think that place should be closed down. I have reported them to Consumer Affairs. I have reported them to Weights and Measures. They did find out, I believe, that there were skimmers in the pumps. The son claimed that he couldn't do anything about it on social media until his father came back from Europe, and still nothing has been done.
I think there,
So something has to be done with that. A lot of people, are coming probably from out of town that are not familiar with what's going on there. And like I said, it's been 4 months now that I have gone back to Citgo and furnished them with all the pertinent information. It still has not come off my statement. And I do have a police report that was filed approximately 4 months ago. So, like I said, something's got to be done with that station. I would like to speak on also Resolution 242. I am an avid gun owner, and I just recently applied for a pistol permit from the town of Springfield, and I was given authorization to go out and buy a pistol, which I did do, but I do have to agree with Mr. Weber. New Jersey, as far as I'm concerned, has the strictest gun laws in the United States. You have to go through multiple background checks, I believe, not only through your employer, but your doctor, and you have to have 2 non-family members put in for the application also. So I do have to agree with that. I'm sorry that this is going on in the United States right now. I don't think it was taking place maybe 25 years ago or 20 years ago, or maybe it was, but not to this extent. And I feel that, like I said, we do have the strictest laws in the United States.
Thank you.
I do want to talk just briefly about the cannabis facility. I did make the 2 o'clock meeting. Unfortunately, there were a lot of questions that were asked at the 7 o'clock meeting, which I could not attend because I didn't have any power.
Not to cut you off, and I will make sure I'm not impacting your time, but that 7 o'clock meeting is available on YouTube, and it's been posted on social media because that's where people go. So you can see the questions and answers from there.
But the only thing is here, it says in item number 2, where it says such as caregivers and healthcare practitioners are allowed to give patients that. I don't know about that. My mother-in-law has a 24-hour caregiver, and she is not allowed to give any medication to my mother-in-law. Either I have to go over to the house, or my wife has to go over to the house, and it has to be laid out for her, and my mother-in-law takes it from there. So I don't know about that, caregivers and healthcare practitioners.
I believe that was changed in the state law, but we can.
I know I'm dealing with a company here in Springfield that provide the caregivers to my mother-in-law, and they are not allowed to give them any type of medication by law.
Well, it says patients and recipients authorized by statute, such as, so if they're not authorized by statute, they can't have it. So
maybe a nurse, a visiting nurse could do it, I don't know.
I don't know, but I think maybe.
I mean, we could look at the statute, but it's whatever the statute allows, those are the only people that can receive it. That's what it's saying. So whatever the statute allows.
Okay. Just wanted to bring it that to you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, can I ask you a question? Would you support, for gun control, a national,
I don't know, my 5 minutes are up.
you still got 20 seconds. I mean, we interrupted you, so. But would you, apply for one headquarters, like in a nation, that, like if you're gonna buy a gun here, and then you can't go, like you go to Texas and you're gonna buy another gun, it's gonna go into this one data, data, and then,
I don't know if they have that already. I believe, I don't know, if the
Do
chief
they?
can comment on this.
don't-
My final notification, or before you go to purchase that pistol, which I did, okay, they had it send it through NCIS or something like that, which is the state police in New Jersey,
yeah, but that's.
and they have to check me out after that.
And I know nothing about guns, I'm being very honest with you. But it just, I think about the thing that happened in Vegas, because he went to Texas, Florida, I don't know where else, but I know those two states, because he went and bought guns there.
Yeah.
And I think it should be a national.
I'm all for a national background check.
Yeah, national.
I don't have a problem.
And going in one database where your name comes in, Rich Huber goes in and it just, and he just bought a gun in Florida, whereas he's buying a gun in Jersey, And that's what I would support 100%.
I don't have a problem with that.
Exactly. We know New Jersey has some of the toughest gun laws, and so does other states like California. But what this is trying to do is strengthen federally the gun laws so that it's not a patchwork of laws around this country, so that everyone is on the same playing field.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't say that those background checks and waiting periods that you did in New Jersey, was that too time consuming, or that doesn't infringe on your rights, right? Correct?
Not at all.
Would you have to wait 2 weeks?
No.
I appreciate that.
No, months.
A month?
I think
All right,
that's
don't know.
the
See, that's
point.
what I'm saying, no.
Yes.
And
You got to go for printing and then submit an application to the local PD, and then when I go and purchase that particular weapon, then it's got to go through the state police.
Okay.
And definitely check out the video from the presentation in the evening, because I think,
Was that covered, the caregivers and the health practitioners?
I don't remember that specifically, but like I said,
Because that's
the
the
way it
reason
reads,
why I brought it up.
is that whatever the statute reads, that's what they're allowed. But I just think it was a good presentation, and I learned a lot that night, and I think you could too, even though you were at the one in the afternoon, it might have been a little
A
different.
lot of people said that this company's one of the best around. And I don't know much about it.
I'm pro-medical as far as
I agree with you.
cannabis is concerned. Recreational, no.
And that's for a different night.
But what I think what's going to happen is come November, Murphy and Sweeney, they're going to get enough votes to pass it, and
We will cross that bridge when we get to it, and hopefully I'll be sitting up here after
company
November, and we
then
can meet
will
again. But
apply
we don't know.
for recreational marijuana.
No,
Yeah, but they don't even know if they have a
that
problem.
was, I'm not gonna get off on a tangent, because we have to go to executive,
No, I understand.
but that was discussed in the meeting, the difference between a medical dispensary and recreational. It's a totally different process, they can't just do that. If they're here, that doesn't mean they can just start, but that's actually in the meeting, so
They don't
they
even
talk,
know.
I brought that up just as, out of
Well,
curiosity.
I didn't have any power, so.
Yeah, no, I know,
They don't even know.
I know,
They
but
don't
you
know
can still
if
catch
they're
up.
in New Jersey.
I'm sorry.
They don't even know if they're gonna get a license. They're
But it is a different thing.
people, they apply.
Like I said, I'm for it, pro-medical.
Okay.
Well, just let me
Thank
say this.
you.
We asked for as many people to attend this meeting as possible. I counted, we had 12 people there, and 9 of them were regulars. So,
Some were
with that said,
duplicates.
please watch the video on YouTube. To anybody who's watching now, watch on YouTube. We asked every possible question of these people, and every possible answer is there firsthand. So
And I even
please
took
watch
the liberty to
video.
repost it on my mayor's page just because I wanted it to be available on social media, and I timestamped different points. So if you're in a rush, you want to see Chief Cook speaking or another topic, but I highly recommend watching the whole thing. It's really good
Tell Chris to hang up.
information. Hi, Chris, you still there? Oh,
I am still here.
hold on, we have another public comment.
Quickie. Sheldon Zimmerman.
Take your time.
We're going by alphabetical order.
Love it.
I just want to remind people
Your
that
address,
tonight-
please.
Oh, address, please? Sorry.
Pardon?
Your
Your
draft.
Your address.
Oh, 30 Hemlock Terrace.
Thank you.
I just want to remind people that in 1994, we had a national...
Wait a minute. Chris. Hang up on us.
I'll fix them.
Oh, duh.
I'm sorry.
I'm so used to being interrupted.
Hello?
Chris,
Hello?
Yeah, we're still in meeting. We have another public comment.
This won't take long. But we did have a national gun control law between 1994 and 2004. So we should have one now.
yes.
Now, anecdote, it passed in the Senate by one vote. The one vote was Al Gore, who was vice president, and he cast the deciding vote. But I just want to say that it's possible to have a national gun control law. We've had one, and I don't know what the statistics are, but I assume it worked well. And I think we should have one again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right.
Any other public comment? Seeing as there is none, we are going to head into executive session.
Okay, Resolution 81319, whereas Article 6 of the Open Public Meetings Act provides that a public body may hold a closed session, and whereas the Township Committee will during this meeting enter into discussion of the following matters: personnel, Police Department; personnel, Recreation; attorney-client privilege and contract negotiation, Real Property; attorney-client privilege, Planning Board. Whereas the matters to be discussed in closed session are to remain in the strictest of confidence by all Township Committee members in furtherance of their fiduciary duties to the Township, now therefore be it resolved, matters discussed at this meeting will be released to the public when reasons for discussing and acting upon them in closed session no longer exists.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Second.
And we will not be taking action after.
No.
No action after.
Aye.